Hi everyone, it's your boy Robert here. Today we will be visiting the Dai Minority Park, which is part of our holiday in Xishuangbanna in the Yunnan province of China. Earlier on in the day we visited the Xishuangbanna Botanical Gardens, which was a little disappointing to say the least. But thankfully the Dai Minority Park was everything a casual tourist would expect from a tropical getaway. We were with the same tour group from the Botanical Gardens, and both attractions came as part of a complete tour package. Now if you want my 2 cents on the matter, I would suggest coming to the Dai Minority Park by yourself if you can, because there is so much to see and do here. You don't always want to be pressured for time. In this way you can spend the whole day at the park instead of just half a day. The first activity we had planned for the tour was to visit an authentic house of a Dai minority person and see how they live. The visit also included a tea session where you can immerse yourself in Dai tea culture. The tea session was boring, so I decided to walk around the house and film a bit. The people are not that different from other traditional cultures in the way they dry food. I also saw this really cool manual sewing machine from the early 20th century that is still used today to make clothes. In the bus on the way to the park, my wife translated what the guide said and asked me if we wanted to take a side tour for 200 RMB or 28 USD a person. She said we will take a boat on a river to a mysterious village that is notorious for its drug trade and doesn't belong to China or Myanmar. I told my wife we should go because I like drugs very much. I'm only joking. I thought it would be a very interesting experience to go to a place that is truly autonomous and shrouded in mystery, which can only be accessed by boat. Now when explained that way, it sounds good on paper. The reality was that there was a long queue to get on the motorized river boats. After a 30-minute wait, we eventually boarded. So for reference, the river we were on is called the Langkang River. The guides on the boats told us that Myanmar was on the other side of the river. At first, I naturally assumed that the river was the border, but as I researched everything while making this video, I realized that there is at least 15 kilometers of land on the other river bank that still belongs to China. So, in order to understand what's going on in this region, we need a quick history lesson. In 1961, there was an internal conflict between Kachin rebels and the Myanmar military. In 1994, there was a ceasefire, but war reignited in 2011. The reason for the conflict was because the Kachin people wanted independence from other countries. The Kachin people is a confederation of 6 different ethnic groups. Some are from the Kachin Hills in northern Myanmar, some from the Yunnan province of southern China, and some from northeastern India. Just for reference, Burma, which is modern-day Myanmar, was a British colony from 1885 to 1948. From the 1960s to 1994, the Kachin state controlled many towns and railway lines. They used their base to trade jade and narcotics in the region. In 1994, after the Myanmar army seized most of the jade mines, a ceasefire was brokered between the 2 factions. In 2011, government forces of Myanmar violated the ceasefire and attacked Kachin military positions along the Tapping River. There is a lot more that I can say based on the research I done and the information out there, but I think you got the basic idea. I feel that the conflict, which is still ongoing, doesn't receive the media coverage it should, because the Kachin insurgents used child soldiers to bolster their army, and make no mistake, the Kachin rebels are well armed. It is reported that they are using Chinese-made weapons and armored vehicles, which China denies having supplied. The Kachin rebels also stated once that they have access to satellite technology. No wonder no one can take them out. While traveling on the boat, the guide told us that they are busy shooting a movie in the region that is about the conflict. Because I can't speak or understand Chinese, it was difficult to ask questions. The guide was probably referring to the movie A Red Blanket, which is a propaganda movie produced by the Myanmar military, which was released in 2023. So at this point of the boat ride, I was waiting with anticipation to arrive at this mysterious rebel island, and to my disappointment we were told that there is no village visit, just a stupid overpriced boat ride that offers nothing interesting to see or do. It was therefore very difficult to research this town that everyone was speaking of that day. It is possible that they were referring to the whole Kachin state, which consists of many towns, and maybe something got lost in translation. The grass is greener on the other side, can you see? A specific village they could be referring to might be Ruili, which is the checkpoint town between China and Myanmar. However, there is no wall or clear demarcations of any boundaries. There are also no guards enforcing any political boundaries. So technically Ruili is a grey area or buffer zone. It is a fact that tens of thousands of people cross the borders illegally every year, trading in jade, timber and contraband. The town of Ruili is prosperous, and you can find videos on YouTube about the town and even visit. Just don't expect these guys to take you there. The guide on the boat was wearing a military uniform, and they took our passports and ID cards before we boarded the boats.
往后传一传吧，一人一面应该够的。
中国公民。来俩吧。
Oh, you can have.
我不要了，我不是中国人。
Oh, we all have to have one, right?
好，咱们后面的4位可以站起来。
If you don't have a flag, you're a traitor. At the end of the boat trip, everyone received a bogus medal for bravery. At the pickup and drop-off jetty was a broken down, decommissioned mini yacht. There were some fake plastic weapons that tourists can use to take photos with. The idea being that you are some drug trafficking rebel. What you see before you is a two-way amphitheater. One side is a water show venue and the other side is a concert venue with lawn. When it's not busy, it's used as parking for the tour buses. This is where our tour bus parked. The Dai Minority Park, also known as Dai Ethnic Garden, is classified as a theme park and open-air museum. The park is about 30 kilometers or 18 miles southeast of Jinghong City. The tourism board recommends 3 hours to visit. However, I'd say 8 hours is more realistic if you want to see everything the park has to offer. The park is open from 8 AM to 6 PM. The Dai Minority Park is the urban area of Ganlanba, which is a cultivated basin. The basin area has a reservoir area of about 50 square kilometers or 19 square miles, with the Langkan River flowing through it. Ganlanba is the lowest area in Xishuangbanna with an elevation of 530 meters above sea level. This means that the Ganlanba is the warmest area in the Xishuangbanna region. Because of these conditions, the area is the best for growing fruit. Therefore, generations of Dai families have settled here, creating a more unique style of Dai identity. Ganlanba translates to Imperial Garden Village in Dai language and consists of 5 different ethnic villages: Manchuanman, Manting, Manjiang, Manjar and Manga. Manchuanman, which translates to Garden Village, and Manting, which translates to the Flower and Fruit Village, are the most popular to visit. You will be able to see Buddha pagodas, stilted bamboo houses and tropical fruit trees such as coconut, mango and jackfruit at any of the 5 villages you go to. The best months to visit the Dai Minority Park is from October to April during the dry season. 5 recommended activities to do at the park include visiting the historical Xishuangbanna Buddhist temple, joining the water splashing festival, seeing Dai folk performances, wandering around the village market for crafts, and going on fruit tasting tours. It is said that if Xishuangbanna were a beautiful green peacock, its dazzling colorful tail would be Ganlanba, and the most eye-catching feather in the tail would be Dai Minority Park. Even though we at least experienced some form of water splashing activity, the main water splashing festival takes place in mid-April and lasts for about 3 days. The festival takes place in April because that coincides with the New Year celebration in Dai culture, which follows its own calendar. We were all given some time to wander around the market, but before that they had a snake show planned for us. There was this random local man that was handling and taunting this cobra. We were told that the fangs and poison glands were removed or something along those lines, rendering the snake harmless. In China, there is an old saying that there is no free lunch. Well, in this case, there was no free show. The catch was to try and entice us to buy snake oil. You heard me right. This man is a snake oil peddler. During the show, he asked for a volunteer to be given a massage using snake oil, which supposedly has medicinal properties. Apparently, it relaxes your muscles more during the massage process. My wife desperately wanted to be the chosen one, so I had to volunteer to take care of our child. The market was interesting enough. They were selling local fresh fruit, local snacks, trinkets and crafts. The young local vendor ladies were also a sight to behold. The avenue leading from the market to the village's central splashing fountain was decorated with water features and statues. The shade from the trees also kept us cool enough. We arrived to the fountain splash party just in time. I immediately sought out a place to launch my drone, but because of the amount of people and tree cover, it was no easy task. Eventually, I found a spot and observed from above. The man and woman on the float are supposed to represent the Dai king and queen. They made one full circle around and spectators could dance and join in on the celebration. The trip to the Dai Minority Park was definitely the highlight of the day and gave me a new breath of optimism for what's to be expected for the next few days. In any case, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.